Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Weiner Wellness Week virtual and live summit. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of both today. Basically, I think everybody today on the panel is going to be virtual. So nobody is live here and in person. We've been having a mixture all week long. So today, all virtual. And I'll be your host today. Tracy finally trusted me enough to let me host. So it's just Phil behind the board and yours truly, Joe Messino, today. Um, but we have a great panel today. And we've had a great week so far. Yesterday, we had a little bit of a mixture. Ashley Rossi kicked off yesterday. Great job on therapeutics for diet and nutrition. She's always doing a great job. She'll be here today doing free Zyto scans. So free Zyto scans. And I think the schedule's pretty full. You may be able to still get a slot. If you can, give us a call, 412-922-9355. We'll try to get you fit in. She's going to be doing live scans or Zyto scans on Saturday as well. So we still have some slots open, I think. Give us a call. We'll do our best to fit you in. But Ashley kicked it off yesterday, and then Kim Furman, great talk on the sympathetic versus parasympathetic nervous system and how to return to a state of homeostasis. And of course, the man, RSB, Robert Scott Bell, what a great presentation he did on this so-called Delta variant that they're supposedly able to test for when they couldn't test for the original. But, go back and watch Robert Scott Bell because, he's a homeopathic physician. And that's the beauty of these summits, guys. You can go back and watch any of these at your, at your convenience. And as many times as you want at your convenience. So let's, give that a look. We had a great roundtable yesterday on meds and adverse effects of these meds. We don't believe in the term direct effects. I mean, we do believe in the term direct effects. We don't believe in side effects. Why? Because these are chemicals. These are chemicals that are put in your body, and the adverse effects are directly related to those chemicals. It's not a side effect. That's a marketing term. Okay, so today, what do we have? Well, Carolyn Golmick is going to kick it off. She's a natural health practitioner at 9 o'clock. Detox pathways. Boy, do we need that now more than ever? But see, here's an interesting twist for her presentation. It's how to open and support those detox pathways. Many times I think people will get they're clogged. These pathways are clogged and they're not able to even start detoxification. So this is going to be an interesting talk and a little bit of a different twist on it. And I think everybody's going to need to see that. And then at 10, this is going to be a good one. Dr. Charles Benz. Now, Dr. Benz, his CV, I was looking at it. Wow. Incredible. Instructor at Penn State University, instructor at York University, instructor at Florida International University. He's had publications on preventing cancer and molecular health at the molecular health level. Key nutrients to prevent and reverse chronic disease. Cholesterol and heart disease. A surprising second opinion. I'm going to be very interested in hearing his take on cholesterol and heart disease. I have a feeling his surprising second opinion is going to be very similar to ours if he talks about that at all today. But today he's going to be talking pretty much about preventing chronic illness before it starts. And it's going to be leading into, of course, the big C. He's going to be evaluating that quite a bit. So that's going to be an amazing presentation at 10 o'clock. And then at 11, we have Jacqueline Shedden and Go Health Yourself. I like that. That's a great phrase. Go Health Yourself. I'm surprised I didn't think of that. Elevating your health consciousness during a pandemic. Now, interesting, right? Because how much of all of this is affected by your consciousness? She's going to get into that for us. How much of this is affected by your consciousness, your health consciousness? How much do we sabotage our health through our thoughts, through our mind, through our consciousness? Tracy talks all the time about, the programming that's been going on, for decades on our health. Programming, on television. And, she calls it, that's why they call it programming. They've been instilling in our minds for decades what we should be thinking about our health. And it's usually related to, the standard drug therapy. So Jacqueline Shedden, elevating your health consciousness during a pandemic. And I guess we're still in a pandemic, folks. I don't know. Didn't end yet, right? We're going on 18 months now. At 12 o'clock, we're going to have some fun. At 12 o'clock, we have Robert O. Young back for his second presentation. Now, he was here once before. He's going to be talking about 5G and beyond, and we're going to take this one. It reminds me, this is going to be, what's that phrase they use at the end of the Star Trek movies? Space, the final frontier. I think we're going to be going into the final frontier where no one has gone before with 5G with Robert O. Young at 12 o'clock. So that's going to be great. I'm going to have some fun. He's going to be enlightening. And I didn't get to sit in on that one the last time. I watched it later, but I didn't get to sit in on it live. And this time I do. So I think we're going to have some fun with that. So let's go over the last 2 days too, folks. We got 2 more days after today of the summit. And tomorrow on Friday, we're going to have everybody tomorrow is going to be live right here at the Wellness Center. Dr. Phil Ross, our newest chiropractor here at the Wellness Center, kicks things off tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Most common conditions he treats. But, he's going to, I'm sure, get into his laser treatment, the coupling he does, the compression boots that he uses, the inverted table that he uses. He's just got a variety of treatment modalities that he uses, and he's going to go into all of that and how they affect all the different conditions that he treats on a regular basis. 10 o'clock, the one and only, the GOAT, Mikey Gallagher. SPM, what is it and how can it help you? I think we touched on it earlier in the week. But this is an amazing new nutrient available now at the Weiner Wellness Center. And the best way to describe it in a nutshell is fish oil on steroids. And we're just using that as a fun way to describe it. It's not fish on steroids, okay? But it acts like that. It's probably the single most. It's the high-end anti-inflammatory, folks. This is the anti-inflammatory that goes deep into systemic inflammation. The worst kind, systemic inflammation. SPM, that stands for Specialized Pro-Resolving Mediators. So that is tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then at 11, Dr. Gideon Orbach has his second presentation of the week. And Dr. O is going to be talking about chiropractic, neurology, rehab, and home work stations. Now, that's not homework as in schoolwork, folks. That's a workstation at home. Phil's rubbing his head over here. You ought to know me by now, Phil.
I'm tired of hearing homework.
Oh, you're tired of hearing homework. Okay, yeah, Phil's still in school too, full time. So I understand okay. I see where you're coming from. We still have a lot of people working from home. It's really important that you work from home in as structurally efficient as you possibly can. Structurally efficient. That means, your workstation at home. Is it a sit-down desk? Is it a stand-up desk? Do you have a combination of that? What about your posture? That translates to workstations in an office, workstations at home. It doesn't matter. But I think people get a little lazy with their home workstation, because it's at home and it's comfortable. But you can't fall into that trap, and Dr. O is going to talk about that. We have a round table tomorrow. I like this one. But my doctor said, how many times have we heard that? But my doctor said, my cholesterol is high. But my doctor said my blood pressure is high. But my doctor said food doesn't have anything to do with nutrition or with your health. Nutrition has nothing to do with your health. We get people coming into the Wellness Center all the time that say this. It's amazing. So we're going to cover some of the big ones, my doctor said. And that roundtable, Tracy, who's at a conference at Trinity Health, along with our own Candace and Corcoran, and she's going to probably jump on that roundtable with us. And we'll see who else wants to come on it. Anybody in here wants to come on it. Maybe Mikey G wants to come on it. He hears a lot of these too. So we'll bring as many people as we can in on the roundtable tomorrow. But my doctor said.
Said your haircut looks good.
Who did?
Tracy.
I didn't get a haircut. I didn't get a haircut. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little more tight. I don't know. I didn't get a haircut. But thank you. Saturday. The big finish, folks, on Saturday. Yeah, the big finish on Saturday. 9 a.m. kicking it off. Jeff Nisnik, our kinesiologist extraordinaire here at the Weiner Wellness Center, the World of Wellness. What's going to be Jeff's topic this time? Ooh, obesogens and food toxicity. I love it. I don't know if Jeff coined this term, obesogens, but he sure uses it a lot. And the first time I ever heard this term was from Jeff Nisnik. So whether he coined it or not, he really has brought it to the forefront. Obesogens. You've heard of carcinogens, right? Well, these are things that are known to cause cancer. Obesogens are things known to cause obesity. They're things that should not be in your food. They are things that should not be in the food that we eat. They are chemicals. Every single one of them is a chemical. Every single obesogen. There's not a food, folks, on the planet that is an obesogen. Only a chemical can do that. Just like we always say, only a chemical can thin your blood, not a food. Okay? So that'll be good. That's Saturday at 9. Anne-Marie Battis is up at 10, and she's doing more on essential oils. We had my daughter Dana doing a presentation on essential oils earlier in the week. She's doing tapping with essential oils. And that's in regards to emotions. So what tapping with essential oils, what to do in an emotional emergency. Think about that for a second. There's a lot of emergencies out there, but I think one of the ones that don't get enough attention is an emotional emergency. When people break down and their emotions get the better of them. And how can essential oils help in that regard? This should be a very interesting presentation. We're learning a lot more about essential oils. We're bringing them into the Wellness Center. And this will just add to that. This will be great. At 11, live from the Trinity Expo, live from New York. It's Saturday afternoon. Yeah, Tracy's going to come to us live, and she's going to be interviewing people, bringing them around and interviewing them down it's in Chicago, at the Trinity conference. and interviewing them right on here. So you're going to get a live feed from Trinity with Tracy Strout and Candace, and should be awesome. I don't know who she's going to bring on. You know, could be Robert Scott Bell, could be Judy Mikovits. It could be anybody. It could be, Ty and Charlene Bollinger. We don't know. She'll find some interesting ones. I guarantee you that. And then at 12, we're going to round up. We're going to round up the whole week by doing a live Aligo scan right here on video. I haven't really determined who that live volunteer is going to be yet. If possible, it might be Mike Gallagher if he's not too busy helping people out here. If not, we'll find somebody to volunteer. And I got to tell you, yesterday I did an Aligo scan of somebody. It was probably the best scan I've ever seen in all the years I've been doing these. An Aligo scan shows you toxicity of heavy metals, mineral density, and vitamin absorption capacity. And so, it shows you this in a graph after we do a spectrophotography on the tissues of your hand. And it shows it in a really nice graph, green lines, yellow lines, and red lines showing you excellent, showing you caution, showing you danger zones. This is the probably the most green I've ever seen on an Aligo scan yesterday. So this part, I was amazed. I mean, I don't even know why she bothered to do the scan. She didn't need it, but it was an amazing scan. Now, I will tell you this. The one vitamin that showed in the yellow and not the green, her vitamin A, her vitamin E, vitamin C, and the 3 B vitamins, B6, B12, and folic acid all showed in the green. Excellent. Her vitamin D was in the yellow. So I asked her one question. I said, what form of vitamin D do you take? And she said, soft gels. I said, let's move to a liquid and see if it changes that marker. Because I had somebody else out here this week who told me that, who said they had their vitamin D levels tested by a blood test. Okay, the 25-hydroxy D test. And had been taking vitamin D religiously, but with soft gels. And his vitamin D couldn't get higher than 46 nanograms per milliliter. Now, we know the span is 30 to 90, and you want to be up in 60 to 90 for disease prevention. So I said, why don't you try the liquid? So he tried the liquid D, and it went up to 96. 96. Big difference. So that was the only thing that we saw with her, and that's the only thing we changed. So we'll be doing a live Aligo scan Saturday at 12 to wrap up the whole Weiner Wellness Week Summit. So in just a few minutes, we'll be bringing on Caroline Golmick, folks. Stay tuned. Open and support your detox pathways. We're coming up in about 10 minutes. Don't go away.